Hey guys, welcome back. Today is all about new makeup releases for the week and what is going on my wish list or not. So just a couple of little housekeeping things. My fall giveaway is coming to an end, so be sure you get entered into that. If you are not, the only thing you need to do is, I am not wearing any blush today. You just need to be subscribed. I gotta put some blush on. You just need to be subscribed to my channel and then follow the Gleam link that is linked below. And then up here I'll put a link to the video with the giveaway, everything that's in it. Check that out as well. If you are not new to my channel, you might be wondering what is going on with my eyeshadow today. So, because usually I've got very bright, bold looks on. I just filmed my eyeshadow palette declutter video. It went up Friday. I'll link it up there if you want to check that out. But there were several palettes in a pile of things I want to try to see if I want to keep them in my collection or not. So today I used the Balm Jovi palette. Balm Jovi palette. So that is what I have on my eyes today. In my opinion, these shadows are very dull and boring. In my opinion, this might be a look that you like. So if you like a softer, more toned down shadow, I don't even know if they sell this one anymore. I'm really just trying to see if I want it out of my collection. And I think I'm going to be doing a video once I go through all of these palettes and use them. Then I'll do a video of which ones I'm keeping from that pile and which ones I'm getting rid of. Spoiler alert, probably getting rid of this one. It was... this is just not a look for me. So anyways, I popped on some lashes because I thought I definitely need something with this. So I put on the Lily lashes in Miami. They are really pretty. I think I do need to clip them down a little bit because when I'm looking in the viewfinder, it looks like it's kind of weighing my eye down, like the lashes might be too long. So I clipped them a bit, but I didn't want to clip them too much, not knowing how much I should cut them, you know. Didn't want to cut too much off. Anyways, that's what's going on with the eyes today. I may need to check in here and there to see if I have lipstick on my teeth. Okay, was that all the housekeeping things? I don't know. I hope so, because we are going to get into this video. There are lots of things for us to talk about today. This series is inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series. She has got a, what is it called? Folder? Community playlist with all the different creators that make these kinds of videos. So if you want to check that out, I will link that down below as well, and her channel, so you can check her out if you don't know who she is. She's a great YouTuber here. And I will also have all the Instagram accounts that I used for beauty news linked down below as well. So we need to, first of all, my guess is that you guys have seen it. Lately, I've been starting out with brands that are, it's like, really? Do you have another release out? Really, ABH, do you have another release out? Is this for real? I saw this and I actually saw that they took it down. Someone had posted it. I don't remember who originally posted it, and then they took it down because Carly Bible hadn't posted it yet, but it is a collaboration with Carly Bible. I think I just talked last week, because we had all those Norvina palettes come out, that they should have saved a Jackie Ina's palette for like closer to the holidays, or a New Year palette or something like that, just to... I'm not even a fan of Jackie Ina. Just to give her a little bit of her own space around that palette. And now we've got another collaboration with another YouTuber, Carly Bible. I believe I used to watch her. I don't remember. I don't watch her anymore. And this palette is definitely not interesting to me. It's just really boring to me. But I think that this is probably, you know, some of the colors that she uses. And I think there were maybe too many shimmers in there for me as well. I think there's more shimmers than there are mattes, which is not typical for an ABH palette. But, and then the mattes are very neutral mattes. There's a couple pops of color, within the shimmer, but definitely nothing that I'm looking at picking up. And it's releasing October 7th. So in 2 months, that's like 5 eyeshadow palettes that have released. That's too many, ABH. And I know there's speculation around they're selling their company, what this, what that. Just gotta check my teeth. I don't really care. That's too many. And you needed to give Carly a little bit of space around that palette. Like end of November maybe. So she's got kind of the holiday time frame for herself. And I mean, it would be a good holiday palette, I think. It's got some of those like shiny kinds of colors. The ones toward the, what side is it? Right hand side, the shimmers look like they're that more crumbly kind of shimmery formula, which is a brighter, bolder shimmer. And I think that the packaging could definitely have been holiday-esque. It's too much. At this point, if I pick up anything from ABH, it's going to be the Norvina Volume 3 one, the butterfly, orangey, purple kind of one. But I also saw swatches of that. And you know what? While we're here, let's see if I save the swatches. Someone swatched them like by shade instead of by, here it is, yep. So I'm going to put it right up here. Someone swatched them by shade. And to be honest, looking at them by shade, I bet I own all those colors already in my palettes. I bet I do. And although I love the ABH formula and I would love to at some point try one of those, if they don't come to Ulta, I probably won't because I'm not going to pay $60 for it. But I probably have most of those shadows. So it's just, it was really interesting to see those swatched by shade instead of by row like they typically are. But at least the Carly Bible one has got like real names on there. I still don't understand the whole A1, A2, A3 for 3 different palettes. Maybe it was because they had to kick them out so fast that they couldn't even think of shade names. I don't really know. Not picking that up. And then of course ColourPop has got a release, of course. Some nail decals, which I thought was really weird for ColourPop. I wouldn't purchase those from ColourPop because I have got some friends that sell nail decals for their business, so I would purchase from them instead. I mean, I do acrylic, so I don't typically put nail decals on anyways. And then they've got some lashes, and actually a couple of those lashes are kind of pretty. I'm not sure what the price point is on there. I may try. The Queenie ones are kind of like the mid, not real heavy, not real light ones. I may end up trying those. I don't know what the price point is on that right now. I've kind of got an ongoing cart for my ColourPop order, which is what I try to do, is just kind of keep track of things that I want to pick up. And then when they have a sale, that's when I pick things up, so I can get it all on sale and free shipping. So let's move on. So, I mean, are they going to come out with a palette tomorrow after I film this video? Because there was no palette release this week, so that's strange. Let's talk about this one. The BH Cosmetics Mini Zodiac for Libra. Okay. Now it says that it's like supposed to be romantic, whatever. But you, BH Cosmetics, did not keep on theme for any of the other zodiac, maybe 1 or 2 zodiacs. Like you popped a blue in for a water sign, okay? So now it's romantic and you're putting in all the pastels, but that's really more of a spring palette. So it's like either be on trend for all of them or have them have to do with what season it's in, or, I mean, can we have something consistent here? I'm not picking this up. It's not, I mean, they're almost over, okay? We're almost done with those. That's the only thing I have to say about those Zodiac palettes now is I wonder if they regret it and they like wanted to stop halfway through because of all the reviews, but then they couldn't because they had to release 12 palettes for the Zodiac. All right, let's look at this one. Max Up the Makeup has been revealing their Sweater Weather palette for the past week. They've been doing 1 row a day. 1 row a day. Yes. Typically, I really like their releases, but this one is kind of boring to me. Although, if you want something more neutral from them, maybe this is up your alley. But doesn't it look like this release from last week? This was I didn't talk about this one because it was so boring to me, but since Max Up the Makeup was an indie one, I wanted to go ahead and talk about that. It is very on theme. It is very much matching the palette cover, which is something that Max Up the Makeup does. It's just not in my interest level. So last week, the 3503 Fierce by Nature Artistry palette was released by Morphe, and they look a little similar. I don't want either of them. Just so you know, it's out there. All right, let's move on to, okay, the Street Taco one has not been revealed yet. Glamlight is coming out with like a mini kind of mini kind of taco palette. So this is what it looks like. Very interested to see what it is on the inside. Glamlight has been on my brands I want to try list. I almost bought that big colorful palette that was actually in the shape of a art palette. And I ended up not purchasing it just because I felt like I had a lot of those shades. I loved it. I loved the theme, everything about it, but with the price and what I already own, it just wasn't curated enough for me to purchase it. I gotta see when this was posted to see if I talked about it. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I talked about this one last week. Okay, if I didn't, the Killer Purr palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. Here's what it looks like. Not purchasing it, too neutral. I'm not going to talk a lot about it because I might have already talked about it last week and I don't remember. I've had a 4-day migraine between my last week's filming and this week's filming. Today's my first day that I'm really out of bed from it, so a lot of memory loss happened between there, and boy, this weather that we're having is like not my friend right now. Ooh, let's talk about this one. The new Blush Tribe palette, Huria? Inspired by the Desi Bride. It is due to a high demand from bridal makeup artists. So I think this is really pretty. It is a more neutral palette, but I think it's got some nice color in there that you could create a colorful look, you could create a colorful neutral look, or you could create a neutral look with that palette. So I think that's really pretty, and I'm excited to see what kind of looks they create with that. But then recently they've been releasing a lot of different, that's not on my wish list. It's still too neutral for me, but I think it's a good addition to their palette collections that they have. ColourPop has released a whole 30 new pressed singles. I do think they're kind of due for some new pressed single shadows. I like when they come out with new pressed singles, and I think it's been has it been almost a year since they released like a new launch of them? Because the last ones they released, I don't think it's in there. I got the Conjure Up, that silver metallic one, and a red one, and I think I got those around the holiday. Yeah, so like this silvery one here on a Whimsy, so pretty. That was the last single shadows they released, I'm pretty sure, and I think it was around a year ago. Correct me if I'm totally wrong, but is High Society a new shadow? That doesn't look super new to me. Maybe I have that shade from a different brand. So the ones I am looking at are Gridlock, which is that like a teal one. The one next to it, Eris, the purpley one. Debutante, which is the top orangey or bright orange one, and really that's all. Everything else looks pretty run-of-the-mill, things I have in other palettes. Don't need. So those three will be on my list for when I place a ColourPop order. Smashbox is releasing the Star Power Face and Eyeshadow Palette. This is so ridiculous. Okay, so it's a face and eyeshadow palette, and they don't even have their like face products separated from their eyeshadows. You've got a blush at the bottom and a blush at the top right next to eyeshadows. So you dip into that blush at the top and you end up with shimmery navy blue on your brush. I mean, like, I don't want to talk bad about brands like Smashbox and Too Faced and Tarte, but can we think before we launch something? It's just, sometimes they just do the most bizarre things, or like the same thing over and over again, or get gaudy with the same theme and it's too much. Okay, I'm moving on. Okay? Honestly, when I see a palette like that, it exhausts me and I want to be done with this video. But there are still some things I want to talk about, and one of them is this. Rakuten Cosmetics, which I have not heard of, is releasing this cutie little eyeshadow palette. It is called Survive the Night, and it is like the inside lid looks like it's a Game Boy, right? Is it game? No, a Game Boy is not the one that used to flip up. What flips up? A DS? So it's got press start. And I don't know what Rakuten Cosmetics is. Let's see. Well, Gamer Girl owned. Well, that is super fun. I love that. That makes more sense too. That she just had another new release. And I didn't end up talking about this, but now that I'm talking about this one, this is the End of the World. So everything is based off of games. I don't know anything about games except that my son plays Minecraft. That's about all. That's my extent to what I know about video games. But I love a good theme, and I think this is really cool. The End of the World palette is, it actually is, it looks like a fun pastel palette, to be honest. But this new one is the Survive the Night one. I kind of like it. And I haven't tried a new brand of eyeshadows lately. I was just thinking about that. I really need to try a new indie brand. That was kind of my goal within my low buy, was to be trying a different brand every month as well. But I also haven't been using all of my purchases either. Survive the Night is $24 and The End of the World is $32. So they really aren't that too bad priced. I'm excited for this brand, and I think I might want to try something else soon. Maybe I'll try this little guy here. That's got some fun colors. I wish I could see, oh my gosh, a Jump Scare is one of the, my kids are obsessed with that. Jump Scare, whatever that. Does it say if they're mattes or, it's hard to tell if they're mattes or, I think there are 4 mattes and 2 shimmers, I think. I am going to look that up, and if they are mostly mattes, I think that might be on my wish list for this week. Ooh, this is another one that's on my wish list. This launches yesterday. It is from Lovelux Beauty. It is so pretty. It is called, they didn't put what the name of it is, but it is a neon eyeshadow palette, and I actually saw this one, and last week I had talked about possibly getting the Blush Tribe Neon Dreams palette, and I was going to get the pastel palette with it, and then this week they had 25% off their entire site, and it was in my cart ready to purchase, and I thought, you know what, I really want to try new brands, and I have tried that brand. I love that brand. I know I love that brand, but I really want to try new brands. And if I continue to buy from brands I already love, I can't try new brands that I haven't tried. So this Lovelux Beauty palette is on my wish list. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Those are colors that I love. I think it's a great combination of mattes and shimmers, and I think that it's a good combination of light to dark mattes and shimmers as well. I wish I knew how much it was. I really wish brands would put the price of their palettes. I think Lovelux Beauty is a little more expensive. It looks like they're $35. Oh yeah, they had that Pastel Princess one. I forgot about that. I didn't want that one. But you know what? Maybe while I'm there, I'll pick up this Coconut Pumpkin highlighter as well. That I talked about last year. I remember that they had that, and I thought that'd be really cool to have. It's got like a pumpkin scent to it, and I didn't pick it up, so maybe I'll pick it up with this palette. What day does it launch? Saturday? I think I'm gonna do it. We'll see. Oh my gosh, yes. We have got to talk about Amy Hart's Beauty. She has released her new Halloween collection. She's moving into her second year of being a brand, and last year she came out with her Halloween collection. I think it's really cool that she's coming out with another one, and I hope she kind of sticks with that because I think she could become known for having Halloween collections. She's starting to be a little bit more known in the beauty community, and you guys know I love Amy Hart's beauty. I think she's got good quality shadows, and I think that she is constantly working to improve them. So here is, there's going to be a couple different pictures because they're like one by one posted on, well, you can see, you know, they're like one by one posted on Instagram. So she was posting all of these sneak peek pictures, like teasers, guess what the theme is, you know, and I'm like, trying to figure out, I have no idea. Then she posts all of them, and I'm like, I still have no idea what the theme is, so I had to search. The first shadow that she posted was Georgie, so I had to search Georgie, and then there was a lip thing called Losers Club. So I searched Georgie and Losers Club. All of you guys probably know the theme. It is the It movie. I had no idea. I have not seen it. I don't want to see it. I do not like horror movies. So anyways, it's a It theme. It movie. It is that, it's just called It, right? So there are some really pretty ones. All of them are not on my wish list, but definitely a lot of them are, especially this one, Slasher, Silver Shimmer with Tiny Red Flakes. Yes. And another one, which I am so proud of her for getting this shade out here. You know how every brand has got the brown and green duochrome shimmer, okay? So she has come up with a blue and brown duochrome shimmer, and I think that is great, so I do want to try that. She's bringing something new. Yeah, so I just think there's a lot of pretty ones. I want to try some mattes and some shimmer shades of here. None of the lips really call to me, maybe the blood red one, but not any of the deeper ones. But that is the Halloween collection. So now she's released her Ghost Collection shadows, which are the shades with that transparent base. She has released Halloween Part 1, which was lots of multi-chrome shadows, and now she's released her collection, which is the It themed shadows and lipsticks, liquid lips. So that is everything from Amy Hart's Beauty right now. I do have a code for Melissa Ann will get you 10% off of your order, and I don't know if I'm getting any of those in PR, but I will be picking some of those up. All right, moving along. Wet n Wild has got some of their holiday items, a brush set, an eyeshadow palette. None of it's on my wish list. I mean, that to me definitely looks like a holiday eyeshadow palette release, but it is not one for me. That's like if you're buying an eyeshadow palette for someone, I think perhaps a younger person who's getting into eyeshadows is kind of what the feel I get from there. Oh my gosh, you guys. Physicians Formula. They are not getting the message when we're saying stop releasing these big old box things. What? This is ridiculous. This is a five fold out collector set with 58 shades, face products, blushes, lip products, eyeshadows. This is so ridiculous. Now, I know we all laugh when those big, huge eyeshadow palettes come out that could be like a table, but this thing is worse than that. Like, what a job to use that palette. That is a job. To open that up, no. I would not even take that traveling with me. $40. Save your $40 and get something you really want. Just a couple more things to talk about. Alicia Marie, I don't know who that is. Based in Germany. So she has collaborated with BH Cosmetics for the 1991 palette. There are so many like throwback palettes coming out. NARS, I think, had their like studio something. We didn't talk about that here. I didn't save that one to talk about, but there's just been a lot of like throwback kind of palettes. So let's look at this one. This is 1991. It's a neutral palette with a couple of shimmery, colorful shades in it. Definitely don't need that. I don't, and it's kind of too dark. It's kind of too dark for me. I think I was talking about this last week, is that there are a lot of dark palettes coming out, which is good for me because I don't like those. So those are not on my wish list and I save my money. All right, Hank and Henry is coming out with Living in Color palette. I mean, I kind of feel like with the packaging, it's actually off of In Living Color, you know? The TV show In Living Color, doesn't that kind of look like a, I mean, the whole packaging of it, which would also be kind of a throwback. Maybe I just want it to be off of In Living Color. Okay, if you are younger than 30, you may not know what that is. That was a funny TV show a long time ago. That's not really on my wish list either. It's kind of one of those, like, let's throw some colors together in the palette and it'll look like it's a colorful palette and it's got a fun theme, so hopefully people will buy it. But it's not really a curated palette at all. So then moving on to the last one is Hourglass. This is the last one that I want to talk about, the Ghost Collection. Something I've talked about a lot is one of the brands that I want to try on my wish list, specifically a product, is the ambient lighting powders. So I may be picking this up. If Sephora comes out with a 20% off or 15% off or whatever for the BIBs, I will pick up this Hourglass 6-pan palette. I think for someone who hasn't tried it, so if you have some of the other ones, you might not need this. For someone that hasn't tried it, I think it's got a really good variety of the different powders they have to try, although I'm not a fan that they've changed their packaging to look a little cheaper with the clear plastic on it. But it is still $80, so I definitely need some kind of sale for that. That's everything that I wanted to talk about. I mean, I'm pretty excited about some of the releases and then pretty bored with most of the rest of the releases. So on my wish list this week is the Lovelux Beauty Neon Fall-ish Neon Palette. And, oh yes, that new brand. What is it? Kraken Cosmetics. The Survive the Night palette. So those are some things on my wish list for this week, and I may end up picking those up actually. Most of the time, if they're on my wish list, they are not coming home with me, but occasionally they do. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this new makeup releases. I would love to know what is on your guys' makeup wish list this week. Don't forget to enter the giveaway before you leave. I hope you guys have an amazing day and week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!